This is your Peace News for Tuesday, June 11th, 2013. Silver is trading at $22 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $106 per Bitcoin. Glenn Greenwald, the journalist for the Guardian newspaper that broke the NSA whistleblower story, was on the talk show Morning Joe yesterday. In one notable excerpt from the interview, Micah Brzezinski, who is none other than the daughter of Zbigniew Brzezinski, asks Glenn, "Quickly, I just want an answer yes or no. Isn't it the case that reviewing of emails or any wiretapping cannot take place without an additional warrant from a judge and a review? I mean, it's not like they're haphazardly probing into all of our personal emails. Can we put this into context so we can understand what's going on?" Greenwald responded, quote, "Yeah, I'll put it into context for you. The White House talking points that you're using are completely misleading and false. Watch the full interview through the link in the show notes." In a related story, news outlet WND reports that it had received an unclassified memo from the U.S. Air Force instructing the military not to look at stories related to the data mining scandal. The last line of the executive summary states, quote, "Users are not to use Air Force NIPRNet systems to access the Verizon phone records collection and other related news stories because the action could constitute a classified message incident." In other words, don't use the Air Force internet to learn about these government scandals or you will face penalties. Cindy McGee, the mother of an airman who received the memo, said, quote, "The fact that our government is attempting to censor our service members from the truth of what's happening here at home is truly frightening and disheartening. I am outraged that our government is attempting to censor the information from our military that every citizen in this country is potentially being targeted by our government in a massive overreach of their constitutional powers by unconstitutional surveillance of all Americans and storage of that data." More Peace News after this important message. Are you still putting your identity at risk with credit cards? There's a better way. Use the first truly private money. Bitcoin is the world's largest alternative currency. Pay for your favorite online products instantly, without revealing secure data. Buy items in retail stores using your phone, just as quickly as a credit card purchase. Learn more about this empowering new currency at weusecoins.com. That's weusecoins.com. Politicians are making themselves obsolete. Top Egyptian politicians were left red-faced after they were caught on live TV, hatching plots to sabotage a dam in neighboring Ethiopia during talks with President Mohamed Morsi, leaving viewers stunned. The gaffe happened as an official failed to inform them that they were live on air. El Sharkawi later apologized for the gaffe, but by then the damage had already been done. This is another example of how technology is empowering you, the individual, to witness an unprecedented level of incompetence and criminality in government. Once upon a time, rulers could pull the wool over people's eyes and keep them from seeing the truth. Those days are gone, and a new dawn of transparency is now upon us. In other news, almost 7 million people are under correctional supervision in the United States. More than 2 million of them are in jail or in prison. If you want to know what those numbers mean for the American family, consider this. The makers of Sesame Street decided to design and release an educational kit titled Little Children, Big Challenges: Incarceration. In it, the characters of Sesame Street explain what incarceration is and offer tips on how parents and caregivers can help a child cope with having an incarcerated parent. They recommend carrying a comfort item, such as a photo to help the child feel secure, being patient and honest in helping the child understand the reason for the incarceration, and communicating with the incarcerated parent on a regular basis. It's a tragic reality that this is where we are as a society, but it can change, and it starts with raising children to never learn the language of violence. Some liberty activists are standing up to the police state and in the process are changing the game. CopBlockers Chris Cantwell and Tim Morgan of the People's Socialist Republic of New York recently shut down a police checkpoint with just a whiteboard and a dry erase marker. They used their homemade sign to warn motorists about a police checkpoint where Americans' Fourth Amendment rights were being violated. After about an hour, the police gave up their efforts. The activists report that about 100 motorists were saved from tickets or worse. This is easy activism that involves little risk but has a huge benefit to others. Still, as with any interaction with police, don't forget to bring a video camera to be your impartial witness. Links are in the show notes. This has been Peace News, your daily update on the peaceful evolution. Get more Peace News on the next news network, and for daily videos, subscribe at youtube.com/peacenewsnow. For peacenewsnow.com, I'm Derek J, reminding you that peace is the way.